Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Lauren. If you're not new, you're gonna see a lot of reviews coming up. I am behind on posting all of my eyeshadow palette reviews. So many indie palettes have come out lately. This is no different. We have a collection from Oden's Eye that I had to get my hands on, and that's what we're gonna be talking about today. So this is the Luminous and Shadow collection from Oden's Eye. We will be, of course, talking about the Eternal Twilight eyeshadow palette. I'm a sucker for an eyeshadow palette, and let me tell you, when you see the swatches for this green, you're gonna understand why I had to get my hands on it. It's jaw-dropping. But this is one part of the collection. I actually ended up picking up the entire collection. So we also have 3 highlighters with this collection. I'll be using one of them, not all 3. But then we also have 3 blushes. So it was quite a large collection, but I have so much love for a lot of what Oden's Eye puts out, especially their cheek products, because I mean, look at this packaging. It's gorgeous. And then when you go and look on the inside, it's just as gorgeous. Like, it's embossed, it's beautiful, it's shiny. I can't wait. So I am really excited to just play with this a little bit. And yeah, I feel like I'm super behind on this one because I think all of the PR reviews out there have gone up weeks and weeks ago. So I am a little, I guess, behind, but I did pay for the whole collection myself. So you're gonna get my honest opinion. It's like a zoo here today. You're gonna hear cats in the background. You might hear my dogs barking. I don't know what is happening. I don't know if it's because the heat wave that's going on in California, everyone is cranky and mad. I am also cranky and mad. It's hot. I'm sweaty. I hate it so much. But enough about that. Let's get into some swatches. I'm going to swatch the eyeshadow palette for you. I'm going to do it kind of pretty quickly, just because at this point you've probably seen the swatches, but I always like to swatch a palette because I like to get an idea of what I'm getting myself into, you know? And we're going to do some swatches, and then we're going to do a look with all this fun makeup. So let's get into those swatches. Do a look with the eyeshadow palette first. So I'm gonna prime my eyes with my Gimme Glow primer. We're just gonna do one look today. That's kind of what I'm feeling like. So we'll do one look today. I'll play around with it a little bit more. You'll probably see it pop up in some additional videos. But yeah, that's the plan. I feel like the swatches were pretty true to what I've seen in most Oden's Eye palettes. The mattes are not super pigmented. They're pigmented, they're just not incredibly pigmented. You know, I tend to like a more pigmented matte. So I think we're probably gonna look at the darker shadows today. That's just kind of what I'm feeling. I'm in a dark and cranky mood. The shimmers, absolutely gorgeous. This one, Balder, holy moly, so pretty. But let's go ahead, let's go into, I'm gonna go into, I kind of want to see what Ashes looks like when I apply it with a brush, because that one was pretty faint. I already went into the wrong one. Okay. Wow. gonna be one of those days, isn't it? I'm just gonna place that just on the outer end. And I felt like when I was swatching this, a lot of these did appear to be super, super light, which is totally fine, but I'm feeling just more dark and stormy. I need something to match my mood, not the weather. If we were matching the weather, it would be just the pink and the orange and the reddish one, because that's how I feel. It's hot. I am hot. If you live in California, let me know how you're doing, because it's October. It's been 100 degrees. Actually, I think it only got up to 96 today, but before that it was like 105 and then 104, and I hate it. I hate it. Okay, let's go into black. It's literally called black. And since that's the one I accidentally put my brush in first, I just want to put a little bit on just the ends, just deepening it up a little bit. Okay, I really want to play with this color, Ashy, this really beautiful green. So I am going to, I think, put that on my upper lid. Yeah. These are applying pretty true to how we saw them swatch. So it does take a little bit of building up to get the color that I personally want, but they do build up. So we're just going over the green a little bit so that we get that really greeny, seafoamy color. And I kind of want to bring that color down into my waterline as well. So let's go ahead and do that. Do it on the first half of my waterline. And I have to go into this color, Nothingness. It's so pretty. I'm gonna put a little bit on my finger and just tap it over my lid. It's pretty dark, but it does have those gold flecks. Ooh, that is a really pretty shimmer. I really like that. I think we need to do a little more blending. So I'm gonna go into Hodor here, and I'm gonna just do a little blending. Yeah, I'm gonna just put it kind of in between those colors and in my crease. My crease was looking a little empty. And let's also bring this color down. And I'm gonna go into Ashes again, which was that gray color that we first used. I'm just gonna blend out the edges a little bit with that. Okay, I think that's all I really want to do with this look. It is obviously missing some things. Let me go ahead, put on some mascara and eyeliner to finish up the eye look, and then we can move on to the cheek products, because honestly, I am so excited for those. Okay, we have mascara and eyeliner on. What do we think of the final product? I am a fan. I really like it. I don't want to talk too much about it. I'll kind of save all my opinions until the end of the video, but so far I am definitely liking this look. But let's move on to the blushes. So we have 3 different blushes. 2 are matte and 1 is definitely a hybrid between a blush and a highlighter. So let me show you that one first. This is Glow Powder, and it is definitely a hybrid. There's definitely no way that this is just a blush. How many times can I say definitely? And again, this is the outer packaging, which I just find to be absolutely stunning. But the 2 matte shades we have are Luminous Heat, which is this one. And then we have a much more pink one, which is Radiant Flame. So those are the 3 blushes that we are working with today. Let me swatch them really quickly just so we can get an idea of what they look like. Obviously, I can only use one. I mean, I could probably use all 3, let's be honest. I can pack them on there, but I'm gonna use one today. And when I'm swatching the Glow Powder, I'm gonna try to get both sides, because there's like a darker side and a lighter side as well. So here are the swatches. Top is Glow Powder, second is Luminous Heat, and then the last one is Radiant Flame. And I think I want to go, let's do Luminous Heat today, because that's not a color I go for a lot. It's very orangey red. It's very pretty, but I tend to stay away from oranges because I don't love them on me. But let's see how this one looks. And these do seem to be pretty pigmented, so I don't want to go in too heavy a hand. I think we can go in a little heavier than that though. Oh yeah, that's pretty. And I like that it's buildable too. Oh yeah, that is really pretty. Ooh, I love a good matte blush. This is super pigmented, went on really nicely. Again, it was easy to build up, so I went in with 2 layers on my cheeks. But let's get into these highlighters. Wait until you see these. Okay, I didn't show them in the beginning because I wanted to impress you later in the video with how pretty they are. Okay, so first up, this is Gentle Firefly. We will be swatching these two, don't worry. Next up, we have Subtle Radiance. Then we have Dim Glow. So here are the swatches. We have Gentle Firefly up first, up top. Then we have Subtle Radiance, and then we have a Dim Glow. So this is what we are dealing with today. I am so excited. I really want to go into the first one, Gentle Firefly. I just think it's so pretty. And this is what it looks like. It's got like such an interesting shift to it. It's like goldy, peachy, maybe a hint of lavender in there, right? I see some lavender for sure. And you know, with this one, what I'm gonna do is for my brush, I'm gonna spray it with some setting spray, because I think in this case, because it is a little more of a larger texture shimmer, I want it to really adhere. Woo! Okay, look at that glow. Gotta get the nose. Always get the nose. I feel like it looks much more pink on the skin than it did when I swatched it. What hand are you on? Like when I swatched it, it almost looked a little more golden. And from what I see where I am with kind of the ring light, you know, being directly in my face, it's looking a little more pinky. So I'm interested to see how it's gonna look on camera. But let's go over the whole collection now that our look is done. So the Eternal Twilight palette, this retails for $56.90 USD. And it is a beautiful palette. The shimmers are really what stand out in this palette. The mattes, again, are very typical for Oden's eye. They're very soft. They feel really nice when you're applying them. They're easy to blend out, but they are on the lighter side. They're not quite as pigmented as some of my other favorite indie brands. So just kind of know that going in, you can layer on the color, deepen it up a little bit, but it's still gonna be a little bit lighter overall for those lighter colors. For anything more pastel-y as well, it's gonna be pretty light. So luckily we did have an array of darker colors in this palette as well, so we can deepen up the look. But it's really, this green, I know we didn't play with it today, we just swatched it. You will see something soon with me wearing this green because I'm so excited for it. But really all the shimmers were so cool and unique and beautiful. Like again, Baldur, like that one when you swatched it is just multi-chrominess. It's so cool. I really liked that one, and I really liked Nothingness, the color that we played with today. It went on really well and it wasn't overly metallic. Some shimmers that have like multi-chromes or duochromes in them have almost like a metallic finish so that it's hard to put eyeliner on top of them. Luckily, this one did not have that. So I'm glad. It was easy to put eyeliner on top of it. And again, while I did like the mattes that we played with, my preference tends to lean towards more pigmented mattes. I do like when they're a little more pigmented, but I do like how easy these are to use. They are, again, very easy to blend out, which I really like. Now, let's move on to the rest of the collection. Now, the blushes retail for $20.90 each. And I know that's a weird amount, $20.90. But just as a reminder, we've got Glow Powder, which is kind of the hybrid between the highlighter and the blushes. Then we have Luminous Heat, which is what we put on my face today, and Radiant Flame, which is gonna be so much fun to play with because this is so pigmented. Now, again, kind of similar to the way their matte shadows work, you can build them up. So you don't have to go in and be overly worried that you're gonna go in with just like too much color. I was worried, and then we started going with the blush, and I actually needed to put on another layer because it was much lighter than I expected it to be. So I really like that. I like a buildable blush that's still really pigmented. You can still build up that color. It was so easy to apply them. They are absolutely gorgeous. They are gorgeous matte powder blushes. I'm a huge fan of them. I really am. I didn't expect to like them this much, but the way it went on was just so seamless, like so easy to apply it, and just like blended out so beautifully. I love when we get a good powder blush, and we got a good powder blush. Talking about the highlighters. Now, just as a reminder as to what the colors for the highlighters are, we have Gentle Firefly, Subtle Radiance, and Dim Glow. And the highlighters retail for $22.90 each. And if you do get the bundle, then you do get a discount, which is really nice because I got the bundle, so I got a discount. And there are so many people have codes with Oden's Eye as well. You definitely can get one of those. And I believe they stack on top of the bundle discount too. So if you want everything, that's how you can save money. But the highlighters are duo multi-chromes, like so cool, so pretty. They are a chunkier type of highlighter, so you are getting some larger pieces of shimmer in there, just FYI. That tends not to be my favorite kind of highlighter, but I think it works really well with these because they do have a duochromatic aspect to them, so they kind of need more layers, you know? Does that make sense? They need the small shimmers and they need the bigger shimmers to really kind of show that shift, you know? I think my favorite part of this collection was the cheek products. It definitely was those blushes. I thought they were absolutely stunning. I was a little disappointed with the palette. I'd seen a couple videos with the palette and it had looked so amazing, and then it just was a lot less pigmented than it had looked in all those other videos I had seen. Like, some of them, again, are very pigmented, but some of the colors are just very soft, very pastel-y, and I am not a big fan of pastels. So again, that is a personal preference as well. If you like pastels, then you'll probably like this palette because a lot of these colors just come off as more pastel-y to me. Not just light, but pastel. You have to build them up. You can't just do one and done, you know? You really do have to build them up. So I was a little disappointed by that. I kind of wish that we had seen some more variety of pigments in there. I mean, you could have some pastels, but maybe throw in more mattes that are more pigmented. That's what I would have liked to see with this palette, but that's okay. It did perform really well. Now you kind of know what you're getting yourself into if you are interested in this palette. It's beautiful. And again, it might be worth it just for that green alone. We'll be playing more with the green to find that out. But I hope you liked this review. It was a little bit faster. I hope that was okay. I hope you got a good enough sense of if this collection is something that you need, if you are interested in it, or if it's something that you can pass on. I'm never going to tell you that you need to buy something. I'm just going to give you my honest opinion on what I've been picking up. And I'm just glad you were able to join me to review this collection because it was a fun review. If you liked it, I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button, and if you subscribed. Please help me grow my tiny little channel together. It needs all the help it can get. It is very tiny. But thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.